Howdy, friends. It's Steve DePoe here with the Rose Realty team with this week's real estate vlog for North Texas. Today, senior living options. Look, the fact of the matter is this. We have an aging population. More and more people from the tail end of the baby boomers to the next generation is in the mindset of what do we do next? Okay, so we live in a 5,000 square foot house with a pool and all of the goodies. What do we do next? Where's our next stop along the way of life in terms of living accommodations? And we're going to talk about some of those today. So you're selling your home in North Texas can free up some equity, reduce maintenance burdens, and provide flexibility if you're exploring the senior living options approach. Now, what a lot of people might not consider is that freeing, providing more flexibility and freeing up from maintenance, so that can imagine yourself just living in a home that's comfortable, you're loving it, and you decide, hey, there's an option. Our travel agent called and there's an option to go on a cruise. Well, you can just bam and go, and that's it, and not have to worry about the maintenance and care of the house as much, the expense on the house, those types of things, because now you're free of that big, huge house, and you have something a little bit smaller in an active adult or a senior living type of community, or even other types of communities like assisted living if you need it. Okay, it frees you up from the day to day and a lot of the expense. So we're going to talk about all those today. Before we get started, as always, hey, look, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's at Moving to Dallas, Texas. You'll get access to all of these vlogs that I've done. 2 weeks ago, I did leaving a legacy. Then I did downsizing, and now we're doing senior options. We're going to do more and more of these kind of real estate planning types of conversations or vlogs in the coming months because it's important. It's important because of our population here in North Texas. Believe it or not, there are more and more people are moving to this area just for the senior options compared to other places and the weather as well. Okay, it's a little chilly the last month or so. That's why I got the flannel on here. But it's a little bit more a more temperate kind of environment than, let's say, Minneapolis or Detroit or New York, okay, or Chicago, and safer. And so more and more people are moving here. So look, we thank you for liking and subscribing, and we appreciate you for supporting our YouTube channel as well as supporting our team and our business. We thank you for that. We just can't thank you enough. So let's kind of get on with it. So you're considering a senior living options. So if you're approaching retirement age, the idea of moving into a senior living kind of community could be gaining traction, right? And for good reason. There's a lot of people, like I just said, there's a lot of people who are moving to this area, to the North Texas and the Denton area, who are considering, or actually have considered, or people who residents who currently live here are considering then moving into one of these senior living communities like a Robeson Ranch, like a Lake Forest Village, type of thing, like Hillside, like a Watermere, okay? And depending on your needs, and your physical health, all of these potentially make sense for you, including just, downsizing. But you have to develop a strategy, and we can help you do that. But you have to develop a strategy in order to get to that spot, okay, where you're comfortable making those decisions and you understand what the long-term the ramifications are. So, you need to support that decision by selling your current home. You could cash out and use the proceeds to finance your next step, that covers that senior moving community, including fees or you could invest in your other goals and leave a legacy for your family, for your children, for your grandchildren, et cetera. So by selling your current home and then moving into one of these senior communities, whether it's active adult or it's assisted living type of thing, um, you will ultimately be saving money, and then you can put that money to work for you and your family, for the future. Now, a lot of the questions that you have to when you're moving forward into senior living mindset, there's a lot of important questions that you have to go through. Like, what are my housing goals? Okay, if you're going from 5,000 square feet down to, let's say 2,500, but you still want a pool and you still want, three bedrooms or something like that, or do you really value senior living, or do you think it's just like another step? How does selling my home help fund that move? Okay. And we have to take a look at your finances to try to understand, do you have 100% equity, or are you somewhere in between where you first have to pay off your mortgage and then you have some left over, and maybe you have to consider taking money out of retirement funds, 401ks, or getting a loan. What's the best time to sell my home in the North Texas market? Okay, so the senior living market is a little bit different than the rest of the community out there. Typically, what we find is that in our community here in Ropes and Ranch, for example, we're actually about 3 months behind, let's say, Harvest of Pecan Square. And if you know where the proximity of these three communities are, you'll understand why I selected those. So typically, the kids move into Harvest. They're there for a month or so, and then mom and dad say, okay, they're going to stay put. That's the place they're going to stay. That's the place they're going to put down roots. Now we're going to move. And typically that's 2 to 3 months behind when the kids move. Okay. So, you need to work with an agent who understands that, right? So when's the best time? There's always a best time. Okay. But usually, typically, it's off about a quarter, from what you would expect. So right now, January, February is a hot time. October, November, December was a hot time. And then the first quarter and a half is usually active in terms of senior living types of communities. The summer is a little bit slowish because that's when, like I said, the kids are kind of moving and the parents and grandparents are kind of waiting to see what happens, right? What if my home doesn't sell immediately? Hey, we have plans and we have programs for that help you out, in the long run to get over that kind of hurdle. And we have people that you can talk to who can help who can kind of help overcome that. So the steps to transition smoothly. We have a step-by-step guide to help you kind of correlate your thinking when you're considering the transition. It's what to do first, second, third. We call that planning for the future. Okay, and that's a guide that we have. Call me, drop me a note, send me a DM, and we're happy to share that guide with you at no charge. But we have a guide that you'll be able to use to kind of say, okay, what are my steps? I haven't sold a house in 15 or 20 years. I am 20 years older, and what are the steps that I should be taking to go into that next phase, that senior living type of community, and what should we be doing, and what should we be thinking about, and who can help us out? So why do you want to partner with the Rose Realty team? It's simple, okay? So we have local expertise in North Texas and the Denton area and the Denton area neighborhoods as well. So, we're talking about, again, Ropes and Ranch, we're talking about Watermere, we're talking about Frisco Lakes, we're talking about Lake Forest Village. We have partnerships with all of these communities. We understand what their timing is in terms of building, when they have incentives, all of those kinds of good things, right? We have experience helping homeowners align their home sales with their broader life goals, which means you sell your home, your 5,000 square foot home, and what are your goals? Are your goals to severely downsize so it's going to cost you a minimum so you can travel? And you don't want to worry about landscaping in the outside of the house. We have options for that. You want to accumulate as much money you can because you have grandkids that you want to help them buy their first house or fund their education, or maybe you have a special needs grandchild that you know is going to need the parents are going to need some amount of money down the line, and you want to help fund that with your legacy. Okay. And so there's many goals and many ways to approach it. And we've seen them all in our real estate planning business right now. We have seen so many that I could tell you stories, but that wouldn't be ethical. So we've got experience with people, helping people with these broader life goals, especially in the with senior living options. So hey, let's talk about the summary. So you're thinking about selling your home in North Texas, and can you get this? It's more than just a financial transaction, right? It's potentially the most important financial transaction of your life. Okay, it can be a key step towards your next phase of your life. Number one, and we all don't want to mess that up because it would be difficult for us to recover from that, right? So if you're considering moving into like a senior living and want your home sale to support that vision that you have, you don't need to go it alone. The Rose Realty team is here to help you out and to help you get over that hurdle and get into that next step or that next phase of your life. Next week, on a broader sense, we're going to talk about is now a good time to buy in Denton, Texas. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that next week. And that's not just senior living, but that's also the general North Denton or North Texas as well. So this is Steve. I am with the Rose Realty team. Until next time.